I think we're long overdue on trying to do a POV walk around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much dive in the entire vehicle, light by light, function by function. We'll go by the wiring. We'll take a look at that. I'll show you my dash cam, what I use. Start out the front. This is a push bumper by Setina, obviously. It's the PB400. And it's got the built-in Soundoff signal lights. But these are cool. I call them squishy lights because they're made out of silicone, so they squish. Don't mind my chewed up fingers. So these from the factory are red, white, and blue. What I had to do was splice them. So they only flash red and white now. I cannot change the function on it because before I switched everything to Soundoff, I ran Phoenix and I had a lot of problems with Phoenix. So I spliced the wires, and in order to get them to be able to programmable with the Blueprint 500, I have to run a cable from the front all the way to the back. And I just thought that was too much of a pain, so I decided not to do it. These are the 100 watt J Soundoff signal speakers. They're loud, they're robust. You can throw any type of weather at them and they held up. They have a 2-year warranty, so that's awesome. Over here we have the 3-inch Fascia Mpower, pretty much the same exact thing as this, just a little smaller. These are red and white only. This is pretty much just covering the side lights, which is pretty helpful. And this is at a 45-degree angle, so it helps with intersections. To the side, we have a little bit of my fun stuff that we just added. So this is the intersector light. This is made by Soundoff, and what's really cool about this light is it's 180 degrees. So you can see all the diodes in there and the modules. It is freaking awesome. This little reflective piece right there reflects the light at 180 degrees. So if you're looking at from the front of the vehicle, it's still flashing. If you're looking at from the side of the vehicle, it's still flashing. This is actually one of my favorite lights. That is the vehicle Pacific matte bracket that Soundoff does make for the vehicle, which fits on my Durango here. On the bottom are the running board lights. They're called N-line running board lights, pretty much. They have vehicle Pacific brackets as well, which fit nicely, and these are freaking awesome. Yes, we do get snow in my area. We do get salt in my area. I have not seen a single one of these fail at my job. I do deal with selling and purchasing lights as my career, and these are actually stronger than people actually think. These actually have a 5-year warranty with Soundoff, and I got them off of Marketplace, and they still have a 3-year warranty. So that's cool. Up top is a Whelen Legacy Duo light bar. And it just does red, white, and an amber in the rear. Now we're going to go over to the back and take a look at that. Now facing the rear here, it's pretty basic. We have an Nforce interior light bar. These are vehicle Pacific. So this fits perfectly in the Dodge Durango, which is awesome. On here, we just have a simple license plate bracket that we kind of modified to make it work. This actually didn't fit because of the camera being up here. So we just had to make it work. But yeah, we just have 2 red and amber Mpowers, 4-inch Mpowers, but they don't flash amber. I just have them flashing red. On the back, we have this reflective. There is this dent back here. In order to hide that dent, I did that. So I thought that was pretty cool for our 50 bucks, because there was leftover material from the guy that was doing it. He's like, hey, for 50 bucks I can do it, and I was just like, sure, why not? So that was cool. I think with the first position, obviously I'm going to go through real fast, is that is my CB radio antenna, and then my scanner antenna right next to it. For the first position, only rear. It's not too chaotic. I don't want it too crazy. I just want to be visible. That's pretty much it. So the light pattern I can't sync up because it's a Whelen. If I had an Nforce light bar or an NXT light bar, I can sync it up with all the Blueprint stuff, which now that I think about it, yeah, I kind of wish I did it, but this works. So the light bar is going to be a little bit faster, but back here it's a bit more slower. And then there's obviously the factory headlight flashers from Dodge themselves. So now we are in position 2. This is pretty much basic. It's all red. This is kind of the on-scene kind of ideal. We'll flip it into 2. Unfortunately, in the Blueprint, I got it off of Marketplace, so it has the feature when you put it into park it automatically will go into the slide 2 position and start doing this flash pattern. However, it's been deleted, so I have to do it manually, which is no big deal. But as you see, everything is flashing red. Pretty typical, nothing crazy. And the back is obviously doing the same exact thing. Here is position 3. This one's a little bit more chaotic. We have everything flashing red and white. We have the wigwags going on in the headlights. The light patterns doing the light patterning things on the Whelen Legacy. I tried to make it match the best I could. But yeah. I'm just going to do a silent walk around, and you guys can just kind of look at the features and the flash patterns. Pretty much all the side lighting, it's all matching. Like I said, we spliced this, so in order to get this to all match, we have to run that cable, and I just didn't feel like messing around with that, so here's just what we got. Coming inside, we have the center console. This is the police style center console from Havas. Has, you know, couplers, face plates, yada yada. I have a Bearcat scanner in here that's designated for my channels. I have my CB radio. I do travel on the highway a lot, so sometimes I get bored, so I talk to the truckers and stuff like that. And then we have the actual controller itself. Obviously you have your whale, your yelp, and then the third tone you can have phaser. I have the one that I forget what it's called, but it's the Arkansas one. Well, I gotta activate that, so you kind of get the idea there. Of course, my pager, I figured that I'd show that off too. I was charging it earlier, but just the G4 pagers by Unication, I think. So here are the features here. So with cruise, only the light bar, let me turn down this, the light bar and the front push bumper lights won't activate their cruise. Obviously because splicing of the wire and Whelen, it won't match up with blueprint. So when I hit cruise, everything's gonna be red on the outside now, and I'll go showcase that. Coming back to the center console, we now are going to do the scene. So if we hit scene, pretty much everything turns white. Back at the center console here, we have the left alley and the right alley. Pretty straightforward. It does the left alley and the right alley on the light bar, but it also has the intersector and the running board lights. They also turn white. But what I really want to show you is takedown. So this is the 2 LED modules up on top of the light bar, and then the side of the light bars will actually be full on white, including the push bumpers. So I'll go showcase that to you now. Other than that, that's pretty much all the features besides Arrow. What Arrow is, it's a traffic advisor bar on the light bar and on the rear interior light bar. I'll show that to you now. All the good stuff is in this compartment here. So the police interceptor actually has all these compartments. There's no third row seating. If we open this one up, this is where all the wiring is going to be. I'm not a tech guru, I'm not a wire expert. I did have this professionally done, but what I can tell you is a little bit about the Soundoff stuff and blueprint stuff. So this is part of blueprint. This is the smart siren system. Basically everything can be controlled through blueprint. If I did have, like I said, if I did have that NXT light bar, I can make my door, when I open up my door, the running board lights can turn white. Or I can program it to, when I open up the rear door, I can start playing It's a Small World. I know police departments in Florida that actually do that. So it is completely, it's almost like Core, where you can do pretty much anything you want. This right here, this is basically like their bobs. So you have the Whelen version of their bobs, or like their central control point. And then this is Soundoff's version. There's a lot of relays, a lot of wire stuff. That I can't tell you much about. But what I can tell you is it's bright. Back here is actually where the harness is for the factory headlight flashers and tail light flashers. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the car. In the back, there's not much. They did have a replacement seat, so the leather seats back here are still in here and intact and in perfect condition, which is awesome. I do have my radio strap, my pager holster in case I ever need it. I don't really use it, and just some things that I hold my stuff in. So it's just random junk, pretty much, like a flashlight and maybe a tourniquet or something. I don't know. I haven't really used it in like probably 7 or 8 months. I'm almost thinking about just getting rid of it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Back here is the antenna for the top of the scanner. So it actually feeds through the bottom. Well, it's supposed to feed through the bottom there. I just had this detailed for this video. So I hope you're happy. So I thought this would be a fun little thing to add at the end of the video. So this is a 2021 Dodge Durango V6 Pursuit. And as you can see, it was installed 9/21, and the build date looks like 3/21. So it actually took a few months after the car was done for it to get installed. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it was installed in South Carolina. This is a South Carolina car. I don't know if you can tell by the dots here. I'm guessing that's from the salt water. I've had a hell of a time trying to get them off. And even I got it detailed professionally, and he was stumped as much as I was. But he did make the car look great for this video. Other than that, I hope you guys do enjoy this. I will be posting a little like night feature of all 3 modes when it does get darker tonight, and hopefully it doesn't rain. But like I said, I did just get back from North Carolina from vacation, so I'm kind of beat. So I don't know if it's going to happen tonight or not. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for 100 subscribers. And yeah, I'll just keep posting here every now and then if I think one response video is cooler than the other. But other than that, thanks.